don't know the power of the dark side.
I'm not a baby, I'm a man. I am an anchor man.
Is this a kissing book?
The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Hello and welcome to Series 4 of Just Like in the Movies, brought to you by GK Media Ltd, coming to you from iCinema Galway. Delighted, as always, to be joined by our amazing film reviewers, Lisa Treacy.
Yeah.
And Dave Coyne.
Hello, nice to be here.
Good evening. I mean, good morning.
Good morning, yeah. You had a late one, so that's probably why you're saying good evening.
Indeed.
Anyways, coming up on this episode, we're going to be looking at some stories in the film industry this week. Bit of controversy in them, and we're going to be reviewing the Irish film, a winner at the Galway Film Festival, Extraordinary. But first up, let's take a look at the TV show, now turned feature film, Downton Abbey.
How clever of you to find me. Well, not really. I lived here 40 years. I assume this is your maid?
Yes, this is Lucy Smith.
Oh, good evening, Smith.
Good evening, my lady. Shall I go?
No, not for me. Not for me. I'm delighted to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Is there something you want?
Oh, just to see you're comfortable and to confirm our little chat for later.
I live my own life now, Violet. I'm not what I was. My father is gone, my husband is gone. I see no reason not to do what I want.
Well, that doesn't mean there is no reason. Merely that you cannot see it.
I think Lady Merton is right. We'll have it out once and for all. But now I must go to Her Majesty.
There you go. That's a clip taken from the movie Downton Abbey, and a lot of people, I suppose, who are fans of the TV show are really excited that this movie has come out. Lisa, did you watch Downton Abbey when it was a TV show for 5 years?
Absolutely.
All 52 episodes?
All 52 episodes. I don't believe I missed any. I missed the first series. I didn't watch it at all. Started watching the second series and got really into it, so I went back and watched the first to catch up and everything. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was hooked on it.
And Dave, did you ever watch the TV series?
Not 1 millisecond of it.
Okay.
So I went in
Blind.
completely cold to the movie, so I'm going to have a completely different perspective.
Okay, so Lisa, as a fan then of the TV show, you
Yes.
went all out because you got dressed up.
I went
here
all
at the
out.
iCinema last night. They had all these
Yeah.
props and staff dressed up as well in the outfits. You got dressed up.
I surely
You did a
did.
night out, dinner and everything with the girls.
It was class. I felt very regal. Yeah, like a royalist, but I'm not. But
Ho-ho.
yes, it was good. It was good. It was fine. It was fine. But it just wasn't a movie. It was like a really, really long episode.
Okay, so
You know?
the backstory is King George the...
King George somebody
Yeah.
is the king at the time, old lady with him, the queen. They're coming to visit Downton because they're on a tour, because that's what they do. So they're staying the night and they bring with them their servants. So there's a whole upstairs, downstairs thing of the servants are being pushed out, and the Buckingham Palace servants or whoever they are like throwing their weight about, and they're like treating them like dirt, and they're put upon. But I'm not going to ruin the movie for anybody because I don't want to, you have to go see it if you're a fan. Even if you're not a fan, just go see it for the crack. It's nice. It's nice. It's fine.
I'm going to agree. It's nice. It's fine. I mean, it's as Lisa said, it's like a season of Downton Abbey that they never made, that they condensed into a movie. It's very episodic. There's literally dozens of subplots. There is no real. The plot is the king and queen are coming to the house, and then every subplot falls from there. The thing with the servants, the thing with the very tacked on, I thought, spoiler alert, assassination attempt.
Oh yes,
which was very tacked on,
including
just
the Irish element.
just to kind of heroify somebody. It was very tacked on. It felt like
it was like patronising to the Irish.
Yeah, and in terms of, I mean, it was nice to look at because Downton Abbey is full of fabulous costumes, like
just
fabulous,
luxurious,
luxuriating in all these dresses and suits and tweed, and it's fabulous. And the set design is amazing, the mise en scène, it's amazing. But the story is limp, as in there's no big conflict in the whole movie.
There's no dramatic arc.
Yeah, there's no dramatic arc.
The whole conflict is more Maggie Smith and...
Yeah,
Yes,
and
with kind of
Imelda
keeping
Staunton,
going.
and but that's a little small piece. It's an episodic. There's little episodes, so it's basically like a series of Downton Abbey squeezed into a movie and they got some nice cameras out.
But you never saw the TV show before,
No.
so were you playing catch up for the first 20 minutes?
I was playing catch up for the first hour. I was like, who's she and who's he and who's they and how is this person related to that person? And by the end, I pretty much had it all. I was like, right, I think I know who's who now. And when the climax of the movie comes, which is a conversation just like this, it's literally two people sitting in a chair talking is the climax. And fair play to them, there was an emotional climax. And I was like, oh, that's really good. Like, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but it wasn't cinematic. It was a very highly produced TV show with lots of episodic elements. And there was lots of backstory that I wouldn't know as a person who's never seen it. I'm sure Lisa laughed or enjoyed pieces of it that I wouldn't even know what's going
I
on.
laughed along with the other ladies. Mostly ladies, 97% ladies, probably.
Yeah, I felt a bit scared in that room, I gotta be honest. It was like, what am I doing here?
It was, yeah. We all laughed at the same parts. It was like, there was, it was good.
Yeah.
Did you get dressed up for the movie last night?
I did. I had a North Face fleece and a pair of jeans on. I didn't go in my pajamas. I mean, I dressed up with my outdoor clothes on. But no, it was good. And it was funny because I felt kind of happy for the people who were enjoying it, because this is their version of Marvel Avengers or Star Wars. The Star Wars nerds get their turn every couple of years. There's a big movie and there's lots of chat and talk. And then the movie then the lights come down, everybody kind of settles and it's like shh, 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 and they're ready for it. This is it. And there was a little element of that, but there was more kind of prosecco and gin in the air and chatting and gas bagging and did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And, hold on, the movie's on. Oh yeah, shut up. But anyway, did you hear about this? And did you hear? And it kept going, and I could feel the enjoyment in the air. People were enjoying it. Now, not to be sexist, but there was mostly ladies in the audience, and they really, really, really enjoyed it. This is like their thing, and it's basically a soap opera with fabulous costumes, period piece, with royal stuff added in, and the subplots were actually really good. And if you flesh them out into a TV series,
they could have their own.
Each one of these subplots could absolutely be a really good episode, well written, dialogue is fabulous, performances are amazing, but the overall cinematic experience for me as a cinema lover, not knowing all the backstory, it was a bit flat. And even though I enjoyed it all the same, I enjoyed it. I have to say I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Would you like to see it back as a TV show again? Or do you think this was the perfect?
I don't know where they can go. I think I think this is the way they let go.
I think Alan Leach's character,
he needs his own show.
He was basically like the hero of the piece. He foils the assassination attempt and the big
spoiler.
I already spoiler alerted it.
Okay.
I'll have to get a little spoiler alert card. Spoiler alert. Fast forward from here to there, but basically they kind of heroify him, and he's very elegant, and he speaks well, and he speaks to the princess, not knowing that she's the princess, and he gives her lovely advice, and then.
But I also
and then himself and Tuppence then
a little patronising, because I think they were maybe like, oh, we can accept this Irishman now. Look at him, he's the hero.
It's like the genesis of Brexit 100 years ago.
So many elements.
It's like
Brexit.
Okay, so out of 5, Dave.
Out of 5, I'm going to give it a solid 3. As a person who doesn't know anything about Downton, I enjoyed it. I went in going, I'm not going to enjoy this. Grumpy old man who doesn't like to watch soap operas. But I enjoyed it. It was good. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. I'm going to give it a 3.5 because it was really well crafted. And I wouldn't mind watching a few episodes now after watching it because it was interesting.
Okay. And Lisa?
I'm giving it a solid 3. Not 3.5, just 3.
Okay.
Because for similar reasons to Dave, but as a fan of the show, I just thought there was so much art and drama in it in series 1 and 2 and even 3, and it was missing that, and I don't think it deserves a 4 or even a 3.5.
Okay,
just a 3.
I'm giving it the extra half because I was expecting it to be dull. And it was a little bit dull, as we've discussed, but it brought me right at the end. I was like, they brought me into the movie, and at the end, the third act, I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this now. So they kind of made me pull my socks up throughout the film, which is a good achievement. So I went in going, yeah, and then I came out going, yeah, it was pretty good. So I'm giving it the extra half. So 3.5 for me.
Fine, I'm still giving it a 3.
And I suppose the fact as well is seen in that communal environment with a group of 100 people or so makes it more of an experience as opposed to watching a TV show of it at home.
That's one of the things that the world is losing. We all we have everything on tap, Netflix and all the rest of them. we can watch everything. But like to be in a room with people who go, and you know, all these moments, it adds to it. So that probably maybe it was the Prosecco and the gin in the air that got me the extra half point, but it got me there, yeah.
There you go. That is Downton Abbey out in cinemas at the moment. Scored 3.5 by Dave and 3 by Lisa. Next up, we're looking at the Irish movie Extraordinary, which was a winner at this year's Galway Film Fleadh. Let's take a look.
Why don't we see ghosts every day?
Ugh, leave me alone.
Most hauntings are so small, they go unnoticed.
Hi, this is Rose's driving school.
Maybe you could have a chat with my daughter, just to find out what's up with her.
My name is Martin.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Martin, she's floating. She's floating, Martin.
I know.
What is evil?
Coming, my sweet. I'm doing an incantation.
There you go. That's a clip taken from the movie Extraordinary, which won Best Irish Feature Film at the Galway Film Fleadh, and it also won the Jury Prize at Brussels. It's also picking up awards as well in North America, starring the brilliant Maeve Higgins, Barry Ward, and among many other great actors and actresses, like Claudia Reardon as well, I think, and Will Forte, who Lisa is a big, big fan of.
Big fan. Saved my life once.
Tell us that story.
Well, I just tripped and he saved me, so that's all.
In Galway.
In Galway, on the steps out in front of the town hall.
Was he in character? Was he MacGruber at the time, or
dangerous.
was he just Will Forte?
Just Will Forte. He was just being a nice guy.
What was he in Galway for at the time?
He was in Galway for not Nebraska. No, it was one that he filmed in Ireland. Oh, it was that really good one. Oh my God, what was it called? Something Happy.
I can't remember.
Oh my God,
I was there too.
I saw it, and it was brilliant. And I cried. Oh my God, it was really good.
But it was straight. It wasn't his MacGruber stuff.
Maxine Peake, I think her name is the girl that was in it.
Yes, that rings a bell. Yeah.
And the tall, good-looking guy, can't remember his name either. Spoke to him, he was nice. I can't remember.
Moving on.
Blank.
She's after bringing us down a rabbit hole there.
Sorry, Will Forte was in Galway that time.
And he saved you from falling on the steps.
And smashing my face, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, Extraordinary. I saw it at the Film Fleadh. I loved it. Lisa, you got to see it during the week. Dave, of course, saw it at the Fleadh. He was sitting behind me. What did you make of it last night?
I thought it was great. It was refreshing. It wasn't your typical Irish movie, which, as you know, I have issues with. It was just it was fun. You know, it was good. It was like the effects were fantastic. Will Forte was hilarious. Maeve Higgins is a gem. I love her. And Barry Ward I love him too. Yeah. He's great. It is Barry Ward, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought he was Barry Murphy.
I don't think the trailers
Barry Murphy, I think, is in it as well, no? Who plays her dad?
That's Richard.
Oh, Richard. Yeah.
Richard, whose surname
Richard
I can't.
Cooper. Yeah.
I think the trailer, though, doesn't do it justice.
Show how funny it is.
Show how funny it is. Because when I saw it at the Film Fleadh, I was missing so many jokes. Because, okay, there's 200 or so people in the screen watching it. A lot of people associated with the film. So they're seeing it for the first time as well. But there was huge, bounteous laughter. And we were missing so many jokes.
Yes,
there'll be a cut here somewhere because I don't know where I was going. But what I want
you thought the trailer.
That's what we call a senior moment.
Yeah, but the trailer didn't justify it, and which I think is good because often you see a trailer, but often you see a trailer like, wow, that looks amazing. Hello, Ron Burgundy. And you go, wow, and then you watch the film and it's a damn squib. It's great to have it the other way around. If you see a trailer and like, okay, it looks okay, and then you go and see it and then it's way better than the trailer gives. That's just my personal opinion. But it was brilliant. It was funny. It was clever. It was very, very funny. I mean, Maeve Higgins is a national treasure as far as I'm concerned. And Will Forte was brilliant. And the visual comedy with the stick and he's walking across the field and the whole lot. It's
which
really
was pixelated in the trailer.
Yeah. Which is, and he even brought the stick on stage. And people who haven't seen the film, when you see it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But it's really funny. There's lots of unexpected things. There's a lovely cameo from Glen Rowe. We won't say who.
Yeah.
And everything from a talking or a haunted wheelie bin to somebody pressing the pedal of a Ford Fiesta with their hand. It was really good. I mean, really well made, good production values. The CGI stuff is credible and believable and nice, not over the top, millions spent on it. All the acting is fabulous, on point. Maeve Higgins, as I said, is a national treasure, and Will Forte is brilliant. And all the supporting cast, they all steal their little piece as they go through it. Even the wife of Will Forte, she has her moment when the Chinese guy is delivering the food and everything.
Brilliant. I loved her.
It's brilliant. And the production design in the film was fabulous. Like a little world was created. This slightly out of time. They didn't have iPhones, but they had phones. They were driving old cars. It was just a lovely little blend of time. It wasn't a specific time. It wasn't, you know.
VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
It was brilliant.
So to explain it, Rose Dooley is a driving instructor who
has extraordinary powers.
Talents.
Yeah.
The talents.
And she has, what's the backstory? Yeah.
Her dad passed away, and it's her fault, but it isn't her fault. He was standing in the road and a truck came along.
Yeah.
But she can communicate with ghosts.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Or the dead. Well, that's
she
the same
has
thing.
paranormal powers.
She has
Let's just put it that way.
powers, yes. And Barry Ward's daughter is possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
And he calls her. Oh no, hold on.
Yeah,
His
so
wife is she has passed away.
Yeah.
But her spirit has not moved on.
And she's haunting the house.
Haunting the house, and she's beating him up with the doors and everything.
Yeah. So even if he picks a shirt that she doesn't like, she'll whack him on the head with a door, and he'll go, "But I like this shirt," and then the door hits him again, and he has to wear the shirt that his wife, even though his wife is dead. So it's very funny.
So himself and his daughter are living in the house, and they want the mom to move on. But in the process of it all, Will Forte comes along, and the daughter gets possessed by a demon type thing, or in a trance. And he tries to get Maeve Higgins to help him get rid of the wife, but then she has to help the daughter out and get her out of the trance. And
Will Forte comes in because he is he's
like a Krista Berg.
He's a Krista Berg style. No offense to Krista Berg fans, but he's a Krista Berg kind of character that had a one-hit wonder, and he wants to get his career back to that level. So he's making satanic rituals and trying to make a deal with the devil. And he's looking for virgins to make sacrifices to sacrifice to the devil to get his career. It's daft, crazy fun, and he's so eccentric and doesn't know how to drive. So he uses that as a cover to lure Maeve Higgins in to try and get her to stop doing what she's doing because she's a driving instructor, and he's brilliant. And it's a daft supernatural mix of stuff.
Daft is the word, but endearingly daft.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
It's so cute.
Yeah. I don't know really what would sell me to go and watch this movie, because it's not the typical sort of movie that I would like to go and see in the sense of sometimes I find Irish comedies don't execute really well. I'm not a big fan of supernatural type stories, but this just works really well.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty much laugh a minute movie.
Yeah. I mean, I've described it to people as Ghostbusters meets Father Ted.
Yes.
And I could visualize Dougal walking in the background of the shot and going, "Morning," and she's just going, "Morning, Father," and she goes back to her movie because it's got that, ethereal. When is it? How old is it? Where is it? It's got a lovely, comfortable, nostalgic yet funny environment that they live in, and I just loved it. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Okay, Lisa, out of 5?
Out of 5, I'm giving it a 4.
Excellent. Dave?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 too. It's well worth a watch, and it's great to support the Irish film industry, and it's great to see the Irish film industry kind of breaking out of the shackles of
drug-related
standard Irish stuff. Have a bit of ambition. A supernatural thriller. Oh, I don't know about that. Go for it. Make a supernatural thriller. It's not going to break the bank. Bit of CGI and a good story. Take it all the way, and delighted for them. Brilliant.
Okay, well, Extraordinary is in 100 cinemas nationwide in Ireland this week. Please do go out and support Irish films. Gotten 4 out of 5 across the board here from Dave and Lisa. Up next, we're looking at some stories making the headlines in the film industry this week. And welcome back to the latter half of episode 1 of Just Like in the Movies. And again, this series is in partnership with iCinema, and we'd like to thank them for their support. Now we're going to be taking a look at some stories making the headlines in the film industry this week. And we're all pretty excited as Breaking Bad fans. The El Camino is going to be available on Netflix from the 11th of October, exploring Jesse's life after he escapes from captivity. Now, I'm not on Netflix anymore. I kind of diverted to Sky Cinema to treat myself for the year. Are you on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, let me put it this way.
Do I look like I'm excited about it?
No.
No.
So maybe I don't need to renew my subscription, Dave.
You know, there are better TV series, but as an overall, the whole thing as a unit, personally, I think is really good. And obviously, the arc from the main character is going from a good guy to a bad guy, which is usually the other way around.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I'm looking forward to it because I think they wrapped it up well.
Did you watch Better Call Saul?
No.
Okay.
Because when something wraps up well, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk away. I don't want to pull at it and kind of ruin it for myself if I see a really good movie in the cinema, I will watch it once and I'll kind of digest it, and maybe a year later I'll revisit. So I'd be curious. I'll watch it. I won't be holding my breath, but I will certainly watch it. And do I have Netflix? Yes, I pay for Netflix, but I don't use it much. My nephews and my sister use it all the time, and I'm like an idiot paying for it. But there you go.
Okay, Lisa, what TV show did they turn well into a movie?
That would be Sex and the City.
Okay, Dave?
The movie, the first one, not the second one. We don't talk about the second one.
From a TV show into a movie, I'm going to say Mission Impossible, because the Mission Impossible, the old 60s Mission Impossible, I really loved it as a kid. And it had zero budget and like cardboard backgrounds, and there was no helicopter stuff like Tom Cruise. But Tom Cruise, you know, they did a great job, and they have a great franchise, and it's almost as good as You Know Who.
And what
Yes, it's not.
What should they change from a TV series into a movie?
From a
do you
TV
think that would
series
do well
into a
in
movie.
cinemas?
Ooh,
Mad
Mad Men.
Men.
We did not rehearse that.
Wow.
We did not rehearse that. I can't believe it. I haven't. I'm not a big man. I've seen bits of it, and I'm like, I'm not going to get into this because I know it'll absorb me. I know. I'm like, oh God, you know, it's that's my thing. I can't believe we just said that together.
Yeah, there
but
you go.
a Mad Men movie
guys.
would. I think
It's a moment.
But I think in terms
Finally
of
you agree on
style
something.
and the '60s and everything,
Yeah,
I think
it has the potential
Yeah,
for sure to
I
do
think
that.
that's a runner. I can't believe we did that.
Okay, everyone's talking about this at the moment. The license fee, €160 a pop, and the government has stated that the national broadcaster's request of $55 million to finance the transformation to a digital-first operation will not be forthcoming. And RTÉ have said that they are going to have to make serious cuts to their budget. Possibly there will be job losses. Possibly there will be wage cuts for them to survive. What are our thoughts on RTÉ, and is €160 per household not enough for what we're getting?
For what we're getting back, I think it's way too much, because where's it going? Like, we're not actually creating anything amazing, like, ever. It's always like we're buying in shows from other countries. That's what they're spending the money on. It's never anything creative. There's no think tank to make original anything. Like, the best thing about RTÉ is probably Primetime Investigates.
Yeah.
And that's just reporting the news.
Yeah. Or the Room to Improve. You know,
Bannon,
Irish shows.
is it?
Yeah, Dermot Bannon.
Many people would disagree
No,
with
but
Dermot
yeah,
Bannon.
that's true. But a lot of people love that show, for example. But at least it's Irish. At least it's made by probably a production company that RTÉ pays, and they live in Ireland and they drive around in Irish cars and they pay Irish tax and they generate a few jobs. But so many of the shows are just bought in off the shelf from other. And it's like, why are we spending hundreds
Just
of
have our
thousands of
version.
euros to pay for these presenters? Like, we're presenters. We know what presenters get paid. We know what presenters need to get paid. But they don't need to be getting paid 500 grand a year to do a 1 hour radio show. I'm not going to name any names. A 1 hour radio show and then one TV show at the weekend. There's people who will do that TV. I'll do it for half price. Literally. And twice as good. Okay? No, but the point is, a lot of these people are way overpaid. These are not movie stars. These are not celebrities in the world. They're public servants who work for public television. They need to get a good salary. They need to be looked after. They need to have their hair and their makeup and their suits and everything else. But they don't need these exorbitant salaries. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're getting paid too much. And if they're going to do a pay cut or cutbacks or lose people jobs, you know, engineers and sound engineers and researchers and all the people who make it all happen behind the scenes, they don't need a pay cut.
Yeah.
It's the people who are getting paid too much need a pay cut. It's public money.
And of course, revenue
a bit
is
more democratic.
But revenue is being generated as well through ads.
Yeah.
So it's not just at the TV license that they're relying on.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the other big option is RTÉ studios are in one of the most expensive real estate places in the world.
Yeah.
So sell the studio and move it and build a new one in a cheaper place.
Like what the BBC did.
Like what the BBC did.
They
the
moved
BBC
to Salford of all blue, lovely places.
Boom, right there.
Yeah.
They said, right, they didn't squeeze the person who comes in the door. They moved the door to a cheaper place. And they keep, people are your assets. And you pay them correctly, you look after them correctly, you give them opportunity to work, not, just send an email there and buy that program from such and we'll stick it on the air. That's a waste of our money. And it's your money, it's my money, and it's our viewers' money. And it's going down the drain.
Okay, and I suppose one of the sad things to come out as well today is there's talk now RTÉ Lyric FM could be gone, which would be, I think, a huge loss.
When I heard that on Facebook this morning, that actually irritated me because in my opinion, one of the gems of RTÉ is Lyric FM.
Yeah.
They do quality programming. George Hamilton, Marty, yeah.
Movies and music.
Movies and musicals with, who's her name?
John Kelly.
What's the lady from
Aidan, isn't it?
Aidan Gormley. Aidan Gormley. She's brilliant. She's really knowledgeable about movies. They have proper movie news, which obviously the likes of us are always listening to. I drive to Dublin every week and I listen to the entire movies and musicals, not at the time that it's on because I'm usually out with my dogs, but I listen to the podcast back. It's a really well produced show, really well made by Irish people, lots of really good quality stuff and
very diverse.
Yeah, and I love it.
It's not just
and
classical.
It's not Nationwide where they just go into the archives and pull it out and rehash everything. I mean, Nationwide is a good program, but it's an allegory of what RTÉ do. They just pull out crap and rerun it. Rerun. Make a kids show that isn't just squeaky cartoons to sell. Make an actual kids show with teenagers and let's hear about them and have more local stuff.
Yeah, because cutbacks did take place in the RTÉ's children's department there recently as well.
I mean, remember Zig and Zag in the Den?
Yeah.
Do they have anything like that anymore? No.
Well, they're going to have Dustin on the Ray Darcy show at the weekend. So
yeah, but that's a once-off. The Ray Darcy show. Why?
Yeah.
I like Ray Darcy. He's a radio presenter.
Yeah.
What's he doing on TV?
Well, maybe it's to gear him up for the Late Late Show.
But like, I'm a movie guy. I'm not going to go on a scientific show and talk about biology. It's not my field. I'm going to talk about movies. And Ray Darcy, he's a really good radio presenter. He really is. But just because he's a radio presenter and they want to justify his huge salary and they get sponsors in to cover his salary, like Volkswagen or whoever the hell it is, too many partnerships and too much money and it's all nonsense and they're just squeezing nonsense. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
there's money coming
RTÉ.
in though doing that. So
I still smell a rat though. There's definitely something amiss in Denmark.
It's a creative industry, so let's see how creative they are in coming up solving the situation.
I hope they can
properly, rather than, as you say, like cutting the wages of the people at the bottom. We're actually
the people at the bottom who can change it.
Yeah.
So if somebody's on 500 grand a year, they'll be grand on 400 grand a year or 250 maybe. He or she will survive. Yeah. I know I could survive on 250
And if they want to go,
grand a
I
year.
suppose, to the UK or further afield to work because they feel they deserve better or higher.
That's fine.
Let them off.
Yeah, and give somebody a chance.
Yeah.
There's lots of new talent out there. There's lots of talent in this country. Give them a shot. Give them a chance.
And
give
it's
them
not
enough
to be dissing anyone either. If someone's given a job and they're paid $500,000 a year, fair play to them.
But the people at the top who are having to make decisions, they should say, well, you know what? We have a problem. We know we have a contract that says you're going to get 400 grand a year, but this is why pencils have erasers. We're going to give you 300 grand a year. And if that's good, great. If it's not, get a lawyer and we'll go to court. But we're going to take that money and spend it somewhere else and keep our company alive, I think. That's just my view.
Yeah. I suppose the reality is RTÉ shouldn't keep coming back looking for more and more from the license fee.
And giving
they
less
should
and
just
less.
sort the situation
And
out
they give less and
internally.
less. Yeah. I mean, didn't they sell a part of their property about a year ago to help them out of that? And so if they have mismanagement, if you can't survive, if the company can't survive and they get a bailout or they have a big dramatic thing to sell it and then 6 months later or a year later they have another catastrophic thing, there's something wrong and you need to go in and examine it. And it's public money, so somebody needs to take action. Simple as that.
So we'll certainly follow this story as it unfolds and develops, I'm sure, over the coming weeks and months. That's it for episode 1 of series 4 of Just Like in the Movies. Again, Thank you, Dave Coyne and Lisa Treacy, for joining us here in iCinema Galway. Check out the website to see a listing of all the films that they have been screened over the coming week. Don't forget, you can catch the podcast on Apple Podcasts, aka iTunes, on Spotify, SoundCloud, Podomatic, Stitcher, the whole works, and you can also watch the video in full on YouTube. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for watching or listening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.